Welcome back to Pirate Radio Broadcast Football. I'm Fast Talking Eddie, Mr. Pete, bringing you week number 2, the preseason. Tonight we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Minnesota Vikings. So let's take a look at the roster. For the Bengals, we got some throwback players. We got Ken Anderson, who played with the Bengals back in the 1960s and 70s. Virgil Carter, a throwback player from the 60s and 70s. Pat McKinley, MC in LA. He's an ally at the inlays. Pat McKin, LA. Chris Byar. Used to be called a bear, but no, he's a bar. He's a bear. Pat Stapleton, a friend of mine from the hockey days. Pat Stapleton. Pete Johnson, played with the Bengals back in the day. Archie Griffin. Essex Johnson. Booby Clark. Doug Dressler. These are all throwback players. Chris Collinsworth is a throwback player. Billy Brooks, Isaac Curtis, Chip Myers, Charlie Joyner. Okay. And Don Bass, I believe. I'm not sure about him. Bob Trumpy. Oh, hold it. Vern Holland is a throwback player. Bob Johnson played in the 1970s with the Bengals. Bobby Hart played with the 49ers and the Bears. But he's not a throwback player. Oh, I'm sorry. I got him confused with Tommy Hart. Sorry. Okay, my fault. Sherman White. Are you sure? Yes. Sherman White played with the Bengals. I thought he played with the Steelers. Oh. Wait a minute. Didn't he play with the Steelers? Wasn't there a Sherman White? No, that was Dwight White. Oh. Sherman White with the Bengals. You're confusing me. Royce Berry played with the Bengals in the 1970s. Eddie Edwards with the Bengals. Ron Carpenter. Mike Reed. James Francis, I believe, played in the 2000s, around 2001. Reggie Williams. Jim LeClaire played with the Bengals in the 1970s. Bo Harris was a throwback player from the 1970s. Al Beauchamp. Lamar Parrish also played with the Redskins and the Bengals. Marvin Cobb is a throwback player. Now let's look at the Bengals. No, the Vikings. Sorry, my bad. Fran Tarkenton played with the Giants and the Vikings back in the day. Tommy Kramer, throwback player for the 1970s and probably the 80s. Wade Wilson. Fred Cox, who was a punter. Now he's got his quarterback. Same there with Greg Coleman. Bill Brown, Vikings, 1970s. Dave Osborne. I think they misspelled his name. Bobby Gay. What? Look up the name. Put NFL, Google. NFL, Dave. Write down Osborne. Like Ozzy? Well, that's what I'm thinking. Write down Osborne because I think they misspelled his name. Oh no, that's how they spelled it. Dave Osborne? Yeah. Are you sure? I'm saying it right here in Google. He was a running back, wore number 41. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't see it. But, okay. What college? North Dakota. Okay, they got that right. He was, what's his stats? Yeah. Nah, I'm not asking you, yeah. What's his stats? Oh my gosh, did you just fart? I'm sorry. Got air coming out of my butt, out of my hole. I don't need to hear that. He's from North Dakota. What else can you tell me about Dave Osborne? Oh my gosh. He was 6 feet? Okay, 6 feet. And North Dakota? Right. North Dakota. So that's how you spell his name? Yeah, Osborn. So they got it right. Yeah, they got it right. Alright. Just checking. Um, okay, hold it. Let me wait. Well, hurry up. I'm working on it. Uh, okay. John Gilliam is a throwback player. Sammy White. Dwayne Bates. I believe he played. Look him up. I think he's from the 2000s. How you spell that? Dwayne. Wayne. Wayne Bates. I think he's a throwback player. Not sure. He played. He was a wide receiver. Okay. He would play with the Chicago Bears and 2 years with the Minnesota Vikings. He played with the Bears 1999 to 2001 and the Vikings 2002 2003. What's his stats? He went to the Northwestern University. Okay, they got that right, Northwestern. His personal stats. Went to Northwestern. Yeah, we got that. He's 6'2". Okay, they got that right. He's 6'2". What else? That's just about it. Okay, so that's accurate then. Yeah. Jim Lash. Oh, I remember. He played with the Vikings in the 1970s. Okay. Ron Yeri was a left tackle with the Vikings back in the 1970s. Mick Tingelhoff also played the Vikings in the 1970s. Carl Eller played with the Vikings back in the day. Jim Marshall was a Viking in the 1970s. Okay. Alan Page also played with the Vikings. Wally Hilgenberg, also a Viking in the 1970s. Scott Studwell, I don't know what year he played, but I think he was in the 70s and 80s. Jeff Simone also played back in the day. Bobby Bryant, the throwback player. Paul Cruz also, but I think he was a safety. Jeff Wright, he also played back in the day. Alright, so that's basically the roster. The roster. Alright. not bad. We did this within 10 minutes. So, let's start broadcasting this game. We're going to be highlighting the Cincinnati Bengals. So, you'll be seeing all those quarterbacks for the Bengals. What can you tell me about the Bengals? I can tell you that they have Zach Taylor, the head coach, right? And they got Marvin Cobb, and they got Pete Johnson. I just finished going through the roster. They got they're in AFC. Never mind.
Tonight, from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, it's a special prime-time edition of the NFL EA Sports. It's the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Minnesota Vikings. With the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Throwback Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. As crowd roars their orange and black, the scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. They're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. And again, Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts. And I've got some cruising stuff down the field here today.
These coaches have to win. I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. I watch some of those shows in the NFL. And you see the coaches in preseason after the laps jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. When the business is coming up, to
The area is middle to the first. The Bengals take over the first half game. They're running 18 yards.
This could be a lot of fun because if his game plan wasn't that durable, it's just a shots to the field. What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything he can name.
That was a big break in the sports section when the caller was right. Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to see how the coaches view that. Right? We'll get the game plan. I think it's pretty obvious that helped them win.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Looks like he's going to get covered here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 7-44 on the carry. Tackle made at the 21-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
The defensive because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low. Let's get into a ball sometimes. Stack things up and make it difficult for the running back.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, here's an inside. Yes, that's going to 24. Number 44 on the carry. The tackle made at the 24-yard line. A gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 4.
So many things anyway. Come back and run essentially the same play again. Continue to move the ball on the ground. Or we can decide to throw the ball down because usually you have the defense back as he is.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 out here on 3rd and 4. A 4-yard gain. It's a 4th down.
But that completion put them in really great range. We're now 4th and coaches.
Yeah, that's not more than a half quarter. You're always going to focus.
These guys.
Kevin Huber in on formation for the Bengals. Kevin Huber to put it away. Huber doing it for Minnesota. It's a regular here. Fair catch taken. Two shot. The 49-yard line. The Vikings take over first and 10 at the Bengals' 49-yard line. Position, first and 10. Some excellent starting position here for the Vikings. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really give it to him. But that's what good leadership gives you. At the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB is usually going to sprint with a good start.
And he is taken inside the 49 to Adam Thielen. 12 yards gain, first down Vikings. First down Vikings.
One of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So from the 36 down, first and 10. Number 33 is the ball carrier. He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up second and 7.
Nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Last run got 3, now here's second and 7. Works his way inside the 30 and a pickup of 4. Drop play to the running back. He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 4. And it's third down.
People to make tackles, and when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
The Vikings to be first down to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there. A new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of that. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and say, look at the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
It's a gain of 2 miles. The Vikings pick up the first. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Minnesota.
After the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
With 13 now, they work on first and 10. End zone now. They look to throw. He will score. Touchdown, Minnesota. 13 yards out, and the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know, that tells me they saw their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it's going to happen. They're going to run this, we're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball, they won't be able to keep up with us. They got it done.
Dan Bailey lining up for the point after. The kick is good. Makes the score Vikings 7, Bengals nothing. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. To return it, Darius Phillips. That is a pass return with a 22-yard. Darius Phillips on the return. The Bengals take over first and 10. That's a 32-yard line on their full second drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3-0.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to set up orders. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are going to get jumped in. You do. You understand the same way, just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you were afraid to have that opportunity. You didn't go 3-0. I went 3-0 the first So one play, they're already just shy of midfield. And that is incomplete. Incomplete on the contact. It leads to 2nd and 10. Success or failure is good.
When you do select the quarterback at number 1, and he's a quarterback coming off of maybe the greatest coaching in the history, yeah, he is going to make the great year try. I do think they got some really good players in the draft. They're a little team. Number 17. That speed to work with him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off the guns just like to pass people. And sometimes you get people to back up so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably got to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go out and beat a defender near the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. They'll control here on first down. And he's brought to a gain of 1 yard more. He's just another. That's going to the first and goal at the 8-yard line. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first or goal. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards. Almost a breeze brings up 2nd and goal at the Vikings 11-yard line.
2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tap go through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. For the shotgun, there is an inside hill. And they take the
Number
24 on the carry. To make up now, the 15-yard line to do a gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively in the prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. On the run here, guys. You might want to try to throw at it.
The quarterback taken down and sacked. Walks on the play, brings up 4th and goal.
Give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal. That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
Yeah, you know, he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Here's Randy Bullock.
Randy Bullock going for the field goal.
This will be a
37-yard attempt.
And Bullock will put this one through.
Makes the score 27. Bengals 3.
And we will be right back.